All right, you totally caught me completely unprepared. Sorry. I'm just now putting my microphone on. I was trying to connect my phone to the laptop. And I'm having no luck doing any of this cloud-based connection to things. So I'm not sure how to do this. And we're off, exactly. I don't know what's going on here, Don. I'm trying to get this stuff connected, and I just can't get stuff connected. I don't know what's going on here. So let's see. What was I planning on doing? I have no idea. I'm trying to get connections done, and all right, so I'm going to see if you can get audio from this time. Do you actually hear this playing? You're trying turning it off and turning it on and back again. I did. No sound. Damn it. I tested the sound. It said it worked. It shows camera 1's giving sound. But I'm not sure why. Yes, I definitely tried turning it off and turning it back on again. I tried that, Todd. I promise I did. I definitely tried turning it off and turning it back on again. I disconnected and reconnected it, and I don't know why I can't get audio out of this stupid computer for you to hear and input here. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. I guess I could directly hook it as a microphone input, but that would be weird, wouldn't it? Shouldn't you hear it through the HDMI cable? Technology at its finest. And I had all these pictures that I tried to download, and none of them cloud downloaded. None of them. I have a crazy fucking, pardon my French, I have a crazy video of a car crashing right in front of me that I almost hit. That I was like, what the? And he didn't slow down enough for an exit ramp, swerved, crashed into the median, and then came back into the roadway. And I'm like, okay, just was like, did not hit him. He stopped before we collided, but I was doing 70 on 270. So yeah, it was nuts. Totally crazy. I was not even shaking about it. I was like, oh, okay. Well, that just happened. That was crazy. It was absolutely this nuts. Let's see. Sometimes there is a setting in the online meeting software that disallows audio from browser versus audio from your mic. Yeah, I tried that. I don't want to sit there and play with this while you guys are here, but I don't know how I can test it otherwise. It's just bizarre that you should be able to hear that, because I heard it. It's got me going, woo! And it's got a music that I put on it. So frustrating. So unhappy. I could not find a concert from today. I looked and looked and looked from June 23rd. I could not find one. I was looking through tickets and everything, and I could not find a concert for June 23rd today. So I was thinking about the Ramones for a Saudi Summer Rock show, and then I thought, ouch. I thought about 21 Pilots, because we had the 21 Pilots in the station in the 2021 or 2019. Anyway, it was really close to this date, and then I saw there was a Henry Rollins show, and there was all these shows, but nothing that I found. I looked through so many tickets on the 23rd of June. I'm sure there's something. I'm sure I'm missing something, a festival or something, or out of town, Bonnaroo, something, but I did not find Randy's This Day in Music History today, which is odd. Lots of June 22nds, June 24ths, but no June 23rds. So, with that being said, today was Detroit Style Pizza Day. I did not have any Detroit Style pizza. I did not. It's also National Hydration Day. I definitely hydrated today. I have a picture of the thermostat that I could show you if my stupid phone would work. 100 degrees again at 7:30. Drank lots of water today, but I only weigh 190 pounds. So I lost weight while drinking lots of water. And I drank pounds of water today. many, many pounds of water. But no, did 190 pounds. That's what I got. All right, so crazy. All right, ready? This is crazy. So I mentioned this before, that at the Summer Wine Festival, I met the Columbus Police Department recruiting officer. He said, "Used to be a cop. Can't find a job?" I'm like, I'm probably past that age of being a cop. You know, I'm like, whatever. Calls me today and says, "Hey, let's set up a meeting." I'm like, seriously? Like, wait, what? The Columbus Police Department recruiting officer wants to meet with me about recruiting me to become CPD. And I'm like, okay. I was like, so I'm going to take the meeting. I said, why not? I will take this meeting and see exactly what he wants to meet about. Because I'm like, I don't think I would just be like a patrol officer. Would that really make any sense? I'm just kind of like, really? You're actively recruiting? I mean, I'm past the midway point of life here. I mean, I get it, but wow. Maybe he sees something that he thinks I have a slot for me somewhere, but I'm beyond baffled by this. But I'm absolutely going to take the meeting because you know what? Why the hell not? Like, what do I have to lose at this point? I just think it's hilarious that, okay. And I was reading an article today about a guy who sued a recruiting company that was AI generated. Crap. Oh, well, that's gone. I have no idea where it went. And there's not that much stuff down here. See, I mean, like, look, how much stuff could there be that I could lose it down here somewhere? Anyway, that was my AI license plate that I was going to show. He sued this recruiting company because they used AI. He got over 100 resumes were sent out, and as I did, got either completely ghosted or no responses whatsoever. And he sued them because he said that it was basically biased and prejudiced against him because he was highly qualified for the jobs he was applying for, but he never got determined or never got called anything. And he said it was racial bias because he was a African-American gentleman, and it was age biased because he was a little bit older, and he was anxious. I guess he was anxious in his descriptions, or he said, "Do you have any medical condition, health conditions?" So I have to read the whole article because it was in the Wall Street Journal today, and I just got the clip notes of it. But I was very determined to read about it because I found the same thing. It's very interesting that I literally found the same thing. I have literally applied for hundreds, and I mean hundreds of jobs in the last 18 months. And I've gotten two rejection letters. One of them was very recently for a very high-profile job that I can't believe I didn't even get an interview. It's here in Columbus for that I would fit very well with. It would be a very fitting job for me. But again, and the answer, you read the answer, and it's like, does that sound like a human wrote that? I didn't, and I was like. I don't know, but it's. I got past discouraging a year ago, so it's not discouraging now. It's almost amusing because I apply for jobs that are clearly that are meritless, that I would never ever get because they're ridiculous. But I applied in the beginning for some jobs that absolutely I'm qualified for. I'm just finding it just completely beyond me. And frustrating is not the word for it. It's very interesting. But I will continue my quest for fame and fortune because this is now my my playground for both my outlet for my mental and spiritual health, talking to you fine people out in the netherworld. And maybe he's flirting with me. I don't know. He seems like a very nice police officer. But I mean, I don't know, Jill. But I am going to take the meeting. So yes, so that would be the I don't know what to expect. This is very interesting to me. So, so it's Monday. It's been a very Monday. I wish I had the video. I will find a way to get the video and upload it so that and see, this camera is something with the lighting in this camera. When it changes focus, it changes the f-stop. I don't know how to fix that. That's annoying as hell. I'm just living the technical difficulties. Extreme. Go back to this camera. At least this one doesn't change the lighting. I don't know. I'm going to have to really spend some time doing this whole technical build-out thing and trying to figure out what the heck's going on with this. Okay? I don't know. But anyway, so today was Detroit Style Pizza Day, National Detroit Style Pizza Day, also National Hydration Day. So I did hydrate thoroughly because I was outside in the sun all day working. I was building I replaced the stairs of a deck and the railing of a deck that had completely rotted. I replaced it with PVC, plastic. Did a nice job. I'm done with it. I have something else to do tomorrow. I also put in the countertops. Finally got done. I got this sink done. Burned the crap out of my hand on the instant hot water. But back to the house that I'm working on and doing that in between. And then I've got 2 decks to build and a couple other things. So there's lots and lots of busyness. My neighbors had a roof put on today. There was a crew of Mexicans working on this thing, and they were just impressive, to say the least. These guys were just, they did the whole roof in one day. They were cleaning up when I came in around 9 o'clock, and I was like, wow. But they were impressive in their determination. But they did get here early. I think they were already working when I walked out at 7 a.m., so I think they were here at the crack of dawn. So that's a, 14-hour day to put a roof back on. It's National Pecan Sandy Day. Don't know what a pecan sandy is. Don't care. Not a fan. Roger from American Dad, the alien, always talked about pecan sandies. So I don't know. I like Roger. I think he's pretty funny with those characters. But I don't know what pecan sandies are, so I don't care. And it is Pink Day. Now, Pink Day goes back to the 14th century when pinking as a verb meant like a zigzag pattern, dentillation, punch out and things. And I yesterday was like, oh, well, maybe that's what pinking shears are. I did Google and did find it. Yes, I was right. Pinking shears are those ziggy-zaggy shears, and they're for pinking. So there you go. That goes back to the 14th century. Pinking shears are the little zigzaggy shears. Who knew? I did. Actually, I knew. So I was right. Tomorrow is National Patch Day. Not like Patch Adams, but you wear patches on your jacket, patches on your elbows if you're of a certain age and professorial with your smoking pipe and smoking jacket with your patches on your elbows. But it's Patch Day. I don't have a lot of patches. Actually, look, this is a patch. Look, right here. First Aid Council. Change cameras, maybe there's a better camera. Can you see it better? Is that one? Yeah, look right there. See? It says New Jersey State First Aid Council when I drove the ambulance. So I have a patch, my first aid patch. But I don't have a lot of patches. I don't have a lot of patches on my jackets. I wasn't a patch jacket guy. I think I have one denim jacket that came with a bunch of patches. I don't really wear it. It's upstairs in a closet somewhere, I think, or down here in the closet, the cedar closet that keeps the moths from eating all my clothes. Maybe. I don't know. It works, right? That's why we have cedar closets and cabinets. But it's National Patch Day. Mace Brazel, Mace from the Bruce, his real name, Bruce. He was a big patch guy. He had lots of patches on his jackets. But I'm not a big patch guy. So if you're a patch person, tomorrow's your day. National Patch Day. It's also National Praline Day. Pralines are a little gooey and sticky. Not a sticky chewy, sticky, crappy guy. It's also Take Back Lunch Break Day. I didn't really care enough to look what that was. I was like, whatever. You know, lunch is lunch. And you eat it when you eat it. I usually had breakfast, eating breakfast at my desk. Breakfast. I don't know how you would say desk lunch. Desk lunch, dunch. I don't know. Take back the lunch break day. Take back the lunch break day. What? That's kind of a tongue twister, and who cares? I mean, really, that just seems like that's so. I don't care at all about take back lunch break day. Don't we all get lunch and we take a break when you eat your lunch? Even if you're at your desk doing it, you're still taking a break because you're eating your damn lunch. I don't know. It seems confusing to me. I don't really care, but that was it. So only 3 tomorrow. There was a bunch yesterday, but only 3 tomorrow, and 1 food, which again, it's not really an exciting food. Praline day. Pfft. Crazy gnat just flew past my face. I ate a gnat earlier today, and that was no fun. I was doing something, and I inhaled, and I felt it in my mouth, and I was like a cat trying to get up a fur ball or something. Hairball, right? Hairball cats. Furball, no. Hairball, furball. Hairball, right? I'm not a cat guy, don't know. So I guess it's a hairball, right? Seems like you care about it. I don't. You're talking about take back lunch break day a little too much. Sounds like you're into it. No. Hairball or furball? It's a hairball, right? Cats cough up hairballs. Right? Is that a hairball? I'm not a cat guy. I don't know. I had a cat in college. He wandered into my life one day, and then as quickly as he wandered into my life, at some point in, I don't know, a year or so, he just wandered away, and that was it. So he was definitely very cat-like, kind of aloofly arrived one day and said, I'm going to live here. And I said, okay. And he lived there. And then one day he was gone, and he didn't live there anymore. I wasn't heartbroken. I was like, okay, I guess I don't have a cat anymore. I don't think I even named him. He just was this black and white cat, some feral campus cat that I think just kind of went from campus apartment to campus apartment, and whoever fed him better that day is where he stayed the most. I was not that adept at catness, so I didn't really feed, or I mean, I fed him, but I didn't starve or anything, but I wasn't, I guess I wasn't the best cat daddy. I don't know. I didn't really. My apartment was kind of a wreck in college. It was kind of the place where people went. I had a carpet that we spray painted, and there was artwork all over the walls. I made a clock that was into the wall. Like it had these little teeny hands, but it was, like 6.5 feet across. Like a pool ball was smashed into the wall, and that was like 8 o'clock. And there was a 6-pack for 6 o'clock. And I think 12 was a dozen eggs, like an egg carton. 7, I think, was a hockey stick. Like it looked like a 7, but it was upside down. I don't really, but it was just a huge clock. It was the entire wall of the kitchen. But again, like the clock itself was one of those little AA battery powered clocks that was maybe this big, that was glued to the wall, and all the big things around it to determine time. And there was neon and all sorts of art stuff that I made hanging on the wall. So it was a crazy campus apartment. But I really want to show you the video of the almost car crash today. I'm rather upset that I can't find it, because I attached my phone. It said attach your phone. I'm like, oh, I can attach my phone, right? And I can just, no, that didn't happen. And I sat there, and that's why I was late, because I spent half an hour trying to attach a stupid phone. I need to get this stuff working. Talking about it, both are acceptable and equally gross. I wanted to definitely show you this because this was just nuts. It was just crazy. And I'm determined not to get into a car accident because that was not what I wanted to do today. But so I didn't. I did not. I did get up really early for some reason. I don't know why. I was up at 6 o'clock this morning, and I was out the door by 7. And I went and worked on drywall on a ceiling at 7:30 this morning at someone's house before they got home. So I did that first. Then I went to another job, and then I went to a third one. So it was a long day. I did make money. I think somebody paid me $50 whole to cut their grass today. Hey, want to cut the grass? I'm like, sure. I don't care. I'm going to sweat. I already was hydrated because National Hydration Day. Not really determined that was a good thing or a bad thing. It just was a thing. So I'm not really sure why. Like and subscribe. So I have 3 likes. Yes. Thank you so much. Likes. As opposed to not likes. Heinz Verified. This Thursday is episode 5 in Cleveland. I think I make my dancing premiere. I don't know. I don't get to see these things. I have no idea. No one tells me anything about these episodes. They really don't. I don't know anything about them. I've not been part of the process in any way, shape, or form about the editing. When that one episode didn't come out, no one told me. I was all like, okay, let's watch. And no, there was no show. And I'm like, what? Okay. Does someone tell me, like, hey, what did, oh, wow, I'm like, right? I was like, maybe you should tell me. At least make me aware of that so I can not post about it, tell people to watch it, and then when it doesn't show up, they're like, oh, well, yeah. Then I'm just making stuff up, making these stories up. I don't know. The video of yourself, let's say, email the video to yourself and play it over the PC. That's what I tried to, but then it said it was too damn big, Todd. Okay? Or dancing in a giant ketchup bottle costume. I'm not in a giant ketchup bottle costume. They did not have a giant ketchup bottle costume. Had they had a giant ketchup bottle costume, I would have worn a giant ketchup bottle costume. Say that 10 times fast. I wore the same outfit, not the same clothes, the same outfit every single day of the shoot. So like 8 straight days. So I wore a Randsanity shirt and black jeans. So I had like 5 pairs of black jeans and 15 Randsanity shirts that I just wore a clean black t-shirt every day. But I dressed the same because I was supposed to look the same. I didn't. I was like, okay, fine. That works for me, I guess. I had lots of shirts made right before. I went to Roach Studios and I was like, hey, I was like, can we get these done, Brian? Brian was like, sure, no problem. So Roach Studios, they have like all sorts of old school shirts, like the Rat mobiles and stuff. So yeah, he's the one who made the shirts, and he'll make more shirts. As soon as I get that, almost said effing, website up, because again, I don't know how to finish the stupid Shopify store. There are not enough hours in the day. Apparently I got a lot more done when I had a team of people helping me. Amazing how that works, right? Self-determination does not do me justice. I worked much better when I had like an entire entourage of people that were assisting me. You know, tech people and marketing people and computer people, and yeah, all that seemed to work so much better. I have to consider that. Keep that in mind. Surround myself with coworkers. Who knew? Wait, I completely knew. That's the problem here. I knew it all. So, but yes, Heinz, next episode, Thursday, Guy in the Van, moi. So please go watch the old ones. Comment on me. I look at all the comments. I try and make comments about the comments so that, annoying little fly thing. So that, you know, they will pick up the series and maybe do a second round, and I'll have more interaction. I'm trying to work with a social media person. Her name is Emma. Emma's been traveling because she's very social media apparently and very much high demand. But I'm trying to work with Emma so that I can get some of this stuff done. I don't know what that means or how she'll help me, but she's my friend's daughter. So she's actually the one that I almost killed by almost hitting a deer in the day trip in van driving back from Chicago in Gary, Indiana at 4:30 in the morning when there was almost bambicide. And again, I don't believe we killed Bambi. There was an impact, but it was a very glancing blow, I guess is the word I'll use. It was not, there was no direct carnage. There wasn't a scratch. There was no broken lights. We did not see Bambi flying into the field like a highway cone when you clip it going around 270 or something. I may have done that. But not Bambi. Did not kill Bambi. There was no Bambicide. So let's. And I have no video of that either. So I didn't even have video of that to not be able to download because I didn't bring any photographic stuff with me except for my phone. And I was very respectful of everyone, and I didn't videotape anything. I barely even took pictures. Because there were so many people taking pictures and video and everything, I was like, oh, well, I'll get stuff from them. Have I gotten stuff from everybody? No, I have not. But I'll work on that. I think there's a whole team of people behind the scenes working on creating this Heinz verified juggernaut of day tripping so that we'll have multiple seasons, which would be wonderful. I would like to road trip more, please. Yes, please, thank you. That would be wonderful. Not that I don't love, in my 7-foot by 8-foot studio, surrounded by everything that I own. But it would be nice to do something besides laboring in the hot sun. One of the things I always say when people ask me, interns specifically, and part-time people, about jobs, and I said, well, it's really hard. And I said it that about myself included. Well, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. I just know what I don't want to be. So I crafted my skills around the things I don't want to be when I grow up. Apparently, I did not insulate myself enough in that world. Getting typecast as the radio guy for 30-something years has left me high and dry, apparently, when it comes to determination of other things. Yeah. But it is Monday night. So Thursday night, I will be getting the fence set up for ComFest around the main stage. I think I have 2 co-fencers to assist me, but I'll have to go down to one of the 3 storage units that I have and go pick up a lot of bike rack stored there and stacked up, but it's heavy and it's gonna be hot because I don't know if it's 100 degrees outside. It's 120 in a shipping container, and that's what it's in. It's in a big metal shipping container, and I've got to load these things out because more than likely no one's gonna come help me do the actual removal from the shipping container into the truck. They'll help me with the removal of the truck to carry and set up, but not the actual removal from storage into the truck. So I will be doing that myself. I would be doing something like that now because normally that's when I do stupid stuff like that in the middle of the night. Oh, it's midnight. Oh, I'm going to go move 40 pieces of bike rack in the pitch black because it's not 100 degrees out, which makes more sense than, why I was cutting the grass last night at 9 p.m. because it was so damn hot yesterday. But I had to cut the grass at the radio station because the last thing I need is the city complaining about that. Or one of my detractors. Because apparently I have some of those too now. Yes, I have detractors. And the letters are awesome. Love the detractors' letters. Just awesome. Well, that's the way it goes. Can't make everybody happy in this world. So there are Karens and Kens. Is that the male version of a Karen, a Ken? I don't know. I think it is. If I'm wrong, well, then so be it. I just went with it. Karen and Ken. But ComFest will be this weekend. It's going to be hot. I am the MC, and again, I don't know if it's Friday night or Saturday night that I'm closing out the main stage. So one of those 2 nights, I'm going to have to deal with this broadcast thing from there, because I won't be able to get done being there and being back here in the same day. It would take me quite some time to return home, and then it probably would not be the same day, so it would be the next day after 12. So I don't want to do that. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to do that. And I thought maybe I could make this thing mobile. This whole little box right here, take this with me, put it in some sort of a case. I don't know. We'll see if I can actually create something that I can make this mobile. I have a lot of old cabbage cases and road cases from equipment that we had for the radio station for decades. And if anybody wants to come help me with the yard sale that I'm going to have to do here before too long, please feel free. I'm going to have to get a big dumpster and throw a lot of crap out, and I'm going to have to gut that building because hopefully, and I haven't talked about it because I have another meeting with the city in July now, as the can has once again been kicked down the road to meet with them about allowing me to sell my property, because that's been an ongoing saga and a high point of my life at the moment. Yes, I still own the radio station's building, and there's still a lot of stuff in it, and I have not gotten rid of all the stuff, which I would like to, as I would also like to get rid of the building, because that is, again, an ongoing saga at this point. So I had to cut the grass last night. That's what the point of that is, because the grass was quite long. It gets lots of sun and lots of rain, and it's the nicest piece of grass I own, because I have grass in my tiny little backyard, and there's no grass. It's all weeds. Some sort of wild strawberry has literally taken over my yard, and that is what my entire grass is. Where there used to be grass, I don't think there's a blade of grass now. It's just little leaves that get wild strawberries. I have no idea. So I just go with it. I just go with it. The bunny rabbit seems to like it. The skunk, which my dog has been sprayed now multiple times, and I'm trying not to get sprayed myself. Have you ever heard of skunk spray? I almost got sprayed a couple times, and there is a video of me almost getting sprayed by a skunk. Again, I'll have to share it. It's pretty funny. I cowered. I literally cowered in the stairwell, like, don't spray me. But it made like a psst. Like it really was like a cat hissing or something, but it sprayed. It just didn't hit me, thankfully. But yeah, the dog has been sprayed multiple times now. So I have a entire menagerie in my yard as of late. Deer, which I live on campus, for God's sakes. Deer, like big deer. Now, I don't live in Worthington. I don't live in the suburbs. I live in the city, and there's deer. Like, they ate all my plants, deer. And a big one. There's like a buck. I'm like, where did you come from, and how did you get here? And why are you still here? But yes, deer, chipmunks, the obligatory squirrels, the opossums, the multitudes of fat campus raccoons, because I don't know if you've ever seen a, campus raccoon. They're bigger than any normal raccoon because they're well fed on the dumpsters of kids throwing out everything from pizza boxes to ramen and God knows what else. Skunks, giant groundhogs, bunnies. I've never had bunnies before. All the ground-dwelling things were always killed by the feral cats. So maybe there's no feral cats because I have ground-dwelling creatures now that I never had before, which the groundhogs, the bunnies, unless you could get into a tree, the cats killed everything. But now I have all these things, so I don't know, maybe the cats are the ones that got killed? Or there's less feral cats? I don't know. But it's weird because nature is definitely like encroached on my living space. Not that I care. I'm like, oh great. I throw any kind of yard, like food waste into the side yard, and it's always gone the next day. Like old tomatoes or cucumbers or any kind of vegetation. It's sort of my self-mulching side yard that it composts naturally because everything eats it. Nothing's left. Since there's this entourage of raccoons that go through, and especially with lots of baby raccoons. There's so many like baby raccoons, and they come through in like swarms. Like, you know, there's the 8 o'clock mom with babies, and then there's the 10 o'clock mom with babies, and then there's the 11:30 mom with babies, and then of course the 2 a.m. mom runs into 11:30 mom, and there's a brawl outside my window. I don't know if you've ever heard raccoons fighting. It's loud. It's really loud, like shrieking noise loud. And the little raccoons are making little like, noises. And yeah, I don't like getting woken up at 2 o'clock in the morning because of raccoons fighting. Because now you have to be like, you know, that crazy old lady and like, that opens the door like, shut up! Well, to throw a shoe at them or something, but then obviously my shoe would be gone forever because it would land somewhere and I'd never find it. Or it would be stuck on a wire, like, you know, all the kids seem to throw their old sneakers on the wires dangling. You know, is that, someone said it's like a drug reference or something, but I'm like, man, there's a lot of kids that sell drugs because there's a lot of sneakers on wires. Either that or a lot of kids have way too much money that they're getting all these expensive sneakers that they can throw up onto the wires. I don't know. Or is it like locks for love? You know, you put the locks on the fence, sneakers for love? I don't know. If you know that, go ahead and you can fill me in on that one. I saw a coyote in Old Town a few nights ago. What? Okay, see, I have not seen a coyote. I have an owl. We have an owl. There's a barred owl, B-A-R-D, because there's a giant dead tree that's been not fallen over yet. But there's a cool barred owl that says, who are you? I'm like, that's awesome. But no, I have not seen a coyote. That would be, I would be like, what the hell? That would be, okay. If you need to get on the tractor to mow the lawn to prevent detractors. Dun-dun-dun. Yeah, but the grass is on a really weird slope and you have to mow it sideways. So you kind of walk in the mower on the side because you can't go up and down the hill. Because many years ago, a gentleman who worked with me, a co-worker at the radio station, I walk up the grass and said, okay, just make sure you go sideways, long ways back and forth, not up and down the hill, because if you slip under the lawnmower, you'll go. Okay? We're good. You got it, right? You're okay. Totally understand. I'm going to only mow this way. I don't know if it was an hour later I get the call about going to the emergency room because guess what he did? Absolutely slid underneath the lawnmower. Not a great thing. Yes. But I cannot use a tractor on a lawnmower, Todd. That would be a wonderful idea. I would love to do that, get the swath wide and big and do it quickly, but no, that's not how that works. I have to do it by hand with a push mower, kind of going on the angle and slipping down myself where the lawnmower wants to slide down, or yeah. Feel free to stop by. I've had more than my share of people stop while I'm cutting the grass. A mayoral candidate, council person. I had Jimmy Jam from WNCI stop by once after riding on his bicycle. I mean, I was like, okay, fun. Malcolm, my curmudgeon neighbor Malcolm, always stops by, usually with some curmudgeon-y gripe about the city or somebody. But he's a very nice gentleman. So I get all sorts of people there. They spotted a black bear in Licking County yesterday. Well, that's Licking County, okay? I mean, if I see a black bear in Franklin County, like in my backyard, I'm going to be concerned because then I don't know what to even think. Yeah, a coyote would be even weirder, though, I guess. I don't know. The deer was weird enough, okay? Again, I mean, I'm like, you're a giant-ass deer. Yeah, my dog was totally unfazed by it. That's what's so funny. The dog was like, okay. What? I guess it just thought it was a kindred spirit where it goes after the skunks and the bunnies and the possums and the raccoons and everything else. But, oh, I also have snakes. I have a plethora of snakes. I've found 2 squished so far. One clearly was remembered by a car. The other one, I think birds got to it, because it definitely looked like it had been poked and partially eaten by something. But yeah, snakes. I've had a box turtle once too. I don't know if some kid lost it, but it looked like it was a woodland turtle. Again, I live on campus, so who knows? The weirdness of this is what is beyond me. I am determined, and I will find the way to get the videos to A, operate in a way that I can easily share them with you, B, that have sound so you can hear the reactions to some of the videos. Like when the lightning struck the building, or when it hailed so much. Then the lightning struck the building and I had to call the fire department because I thought the building was on fire, because everything in the building, damn it, because everything in the building fried. Lightning is one of those things that it hit my house a couple years ago. I was asleep on the couch and it hit maybe 10, 12 feet away from me. Woke me up clearly. It shattered, it hit the roof in a way that it popped a tile off the roof, because it's an old slate roof. It blew a couple tiles off. It broke the light bulb in the room. The light bulb itself, it shattered and exploded, and there was glass all over the place. It cooked, every TVs and VCR and or cable box and computers, laptops, a litany of crap. My generator, because I live on it where I live, I have like a weird little house that I have my own little line from the street. So when power goes out, they never come fix it because it's 2 houses on this little like cul-de-sac-y side street alley. So I have a generator, but it blew that up. The weirdest thing it blew up though was it blew up my water line. And my water line like 200 feet away from the house where it blew it up. Which like cracked it and there was water spraying, and yeah, that wound up costing lots and lots and lots of money. Like thousands of dollars, because they had to come with a backhoe and dig up the concrete and sidewalk and driveway and all these things from lightning. Anyway, yeah, big trees and crashing things and lightning strikes. But yes, there's lots of things that I have video of all of that stuff, because that's what I did. I would always have a camera in my pocket. Something ridiculous would happen, so I don't know. That's just me. Anyway, this camera again went off, and it's really annoying me. I need my tech people to tell me how to fix that so I can not have that camera do that. Just saying. Like and subscribe to this. I think I have all of 580 subs now. Yay, I think that's an additional, I don't know, 8. Maybe I post videos there. Will that help, you think? I post videos to that on a regular basis. People will watch from there. YouTube will push it out to people, but then I have to have some sort of theme to it. And then, of course, as I said, we've got Heinz Verified Day Tripping this Thursday, episode 5, Cleveland. And then I've got the Comfest fence set up Thursday. I'll try and get done before 11. If not, I'm going to have to do it from Comfest. Maybe I'll do it from Comfest. And then Friday or Saturday, I'm doing the MC duties and from Comfest. So I may have a couple days where I'm going to have to wing it again. So I might need the technical assistance of my secret producer to help me with that. A second black bear. A second black bear. What? That's crazy. Who knows? Anyway. All right. Well, I'm going to go and see if I can figure out how to connect my phone to this laptop. And again, I did not go to, I got all these little wires, well, they're wire, and I still didn't find the right one. I need to find an HDMI converter to like the 16 pin output so that I can make the monitor work with the laptop so that I can see the ATEM Mini Pro as well as the YouTube, as well as the on-air, as well as the program and this. So I need 4 screens to operate with multi-screens in it, which won't be distracting at all, I promise. I won't be distracted at the least doing any of this constantly while I'm trying to figure out how I can not be looking at the camera. That's why, if you think about it, I want to have videos so I could put a video up and then go and screw around and do the thing I need to do and then be like, there you go, see, you saw something while I was working on something else. That's kind of the point of it. That's just me. Anyway, happy Monday. Tomorrow, patch day. So you've got patches, wear your patches proudly. Put on that jean jacket from the 80s, if you were born then, or if your dad had one. I don't know. It's not like it's going to be 100 again tomorrow or anything. It's also take back the lunch break day, don't care. And praline day, don't care. So patch day is about it. Maybe I'll wear an eye patch. I don't know, I could be a pirate. Who knows? You have Google Drive and MS OneDrive. There's a cable transferring large files. Yes, I do have OneDrive, but for some reason, see, here's the issue. And this is what I need. I need someone who's very adroit in computer. So, except for my laptop, the other laptops are all networked to a network that doesn't exist anymore. So like this one isn't my computer. I'm a user on it, but it's Leslie James's computer and Laura Lee's computer. So it's, you sign in through them and then go to me. So there's different, I can't log into my OneDrive on this computer because I can't get it to work. It keeps going back to Laura Lee and I'm like, that's not what I want. So I have to figure out how to unnetwork these computers, but the network that they were on doesn't exist anymore. Okay, that was the old radio station network. So all these laptops I've got, none of them work that way. So I don't know. I need someone with a big computer brain to go, oh, that's easy. Done. Right. I think I'll have to call Big Brain Rachel. Maybe she can help me. Because, yeah, I'm frustrated. Anyway, with that said, I'm going to do what I'm meant to do, and that is say goodnight. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for participating in my shenanigans. I do call shenanigans. And we'll do this again tomorrow, but completely different, because there'll be something different about it. I'll just determine what it is, and you'll have to figure it out. So as I always say, fade to black.